Howdy, folks. Wow, started a lot sooner than I thought it would. That's terrible. I look so unprofessional, which I guess I probably am. So, and you can even, I don't want to get any copyright infringements. So, it normally takes it a little while, and it may have been a little while, and I just didn't realize it. So, anyway, trying to get everything together here. It's going to start out to be a really good session, you know. And then as happens to me a lot, I lost track of where I was and end up screwing up. I guess that's why I don't get paid for this. Because I'm not nice and smooth. It just is what it is, you know. Now I got to see if there's any. How do I get myself up here? Yeah, isn't this great? Yeah, sitting here watching me try to figure out how to use Sadie. Sorry, the puppy's out here too. Got to keep an eye on her. I need to send her back inside, but I have to dry her off first. So I might have to wait until I get done with this. Anyway, I have a wonderful show if I can ever get it started. It's just, I got way too many things trying to go on all at the same time. It just doesn't work very well. Oh, there we go, live. All right. I do have a really great show here. Keep an eye on the dog. She will fence fight. I am pairing today, finally getting there, Green Spot Irish whiskey. And you may kind of know what I'm going to pair if you saw any of my posts last night while I was sitting out here watching a little NBA. But I'm pairing it with a Macanudo Inspirado red label. So let's go ahead and get this thing just fired right up. Now, you know, I guess you could, I mean, I've been doing this almost 5 years. I guess you could say, though, I am a kind of a casual connoisseur because nobody pays me to do it. That's when you become a professional. But there are moments when a cigar and a dram just complement each other to no extent. And I'm hoping this one is that and will tell a nice story. Green Spot, which, as you can see, I've already sampled on it. It is a very vibrant Irish whiskey that is fruity. It's a single pot still expression. Midleton Distillery is the distiller, but Mitchell & Son, if you're looking to follow them on X or anything like that, you have to look up Mitchell & Son. So now the Macanudo red label is, this is a Robusto, and it is a really nice, bold, Nicaraguan-forward kind of smoke. And Macanudo is typically known for things being a little more mellow, but this one kind of pushed them a little more bold. And I think that this pairing is going to work where it's kind of the light meets dark kind of thing, where you've got a smoother, more mellow whiskey with a more bold cigar, but that you will find there will be some intertwining there where, you know, fruit kind of meets spice and silk kind of meets grit, that kind of thing. As I said, you can see it right there on the bottle. Mitchell & Sons, but it is distilled by the Midleton Distillery in County Cork. It is 40% alcohol by volume, so 80 proof. As I said, single pot still, and it is matured in ex-bourbon and sherry casks. Let's go ahead and get some of this glassed up. I did make it by Total Wine today, and I picked up a couple of more things for future pairings. So never fear, there's going to be new stuff coming. You notice that is just a really, really beautiful light golden kind of hay color. It's got the just hues of sunshine. You know, we're almost at summertime, right? It just looks very clean and bright in the glass. It's got okay legs, but because it's a little bit thinner spirit, it's not going to be a syrupy kind of dram, but it is inviting. Now, on the nose, away from that fence. Now, it does stand up to its profile, which is like, you know, fresh orchard fruit kind of things. Your initial sniff is going to be green apples, pears. There's also a nice soft kind of creamy vanilla note in there. There is kind of a faint nuttiness to it, maybe almonds, maybe a macadamia nuts, but it's a thinner spirit, so the macadamia nuts are really oily. But I do kind of get those hints. Sorry, I have to keep an eye on the puppy. I have to say puppy. She's 5 years old. Digging deeper down, you get some really nice touches of honey, maybe even some baking spices, something along the lines of like cloves. There is a touch of citrus zest to it that I think you'll find pleasing. It is, as I said, it's very vibrant and it's a very youthful spirit. On the palate, that's what we're here for, right? And you can probably still hear that TV, so I probably need to turn that down a little bit farther. It's got a smooth entry. There is a little bit of alcohol burn on the tongue, but it's not terrible. You kind of get some immediate notes of green apples and kind of sugary kind of barley. It's got some of that pot still spice to it, which it's very gentle, but it's really more of like a pepper than a fire. And then as the sip continues to wash over your tongue, kind of mid palate, you get a really nice creaminess, maybe some vanilla custard, maybe a little bit of toasted oak. And then as it gets farther back, you get a little bit of kind of a grassy character, which does kind of help add some depth to it. But it's not really bitter in any way. It's very well balanced. Sorry, got to keep an eye on her. Rabbits are notorious for having bunnies in our backyard, like under some of the plants. And of course, the hunting dog finds them immediately. So I have to keep her away from them. It's got a moderate length finish. There's some cereal grains. There's kind of a soft oakiness to it. There's a little more honey, a little more sweetness, maybe some dried fruits, like along the lines of maybe an apricot. And then it kind of just floats away. It doesn't stop. So actually, you see Green Spot a lot, even though they have been around a little while. And I think they're really coming into their own here in the U.S. It is a really great spirit. Some of the bourbon purists may not want to drift off into the Irish whiskeys, but if you're a whiskey drinker, you need to be trying all of them. I'm not a salt and peat kind of Scotch guy. I'm more the Highland and Speyside Scotches, but I have had some of the really smoky peaty ones because I want to try them all. So they all have their advantages. And this has a real elegance to it. One of the things throwing me off here is I'm on the wrong side. I smoke with my left hand and drink with the right, so it's kind of throwing me off. But this is a great representation of Irish whiskey, and it does show its elegance and complexity, but without it being overbearing. It's a really refined, delicate palate on this spirit. I really enjoy it. This was my first bottle of it, and I'm already halfway through it. So now, Macanudo Red Label. This is a Robusto, 5.5 by 50 on the ring gauge. It has Nicaraguan and Honduran fillers, Nicaraguan binder, and an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Nice, dark kind of chocolate brown to it with some patches of molting, darker splotches in it. The visual, it is a impeccable construction. Kind of give it a twist for you. Let it do its modeling. As I said, it's kind of a chocolate brown. It's got some splotches of darker colors in it. It's got some fairly decent amount of veining in it. The seams are tight and almost invisible, not quite. You look hard enough, you'll find them. And it does have a very large double cap. It almost tricks you into thinking it's got a triple cap, but it's not. It's a double. So now on the nose, you get some really notes of earth and cedar, maybe a little bit of touch of cocoa in there. It's not overly complex, but it's got some really nice aromas to it, what it does have. Give it a cut, just the cold draw out. V-cut, my preferred method of cutting. Don't drop it. For a cigar, there's like a 15-minute rule. It can lay on the ground for 15 minutes, still pick it up and smoke it. Now, on this particular stick, the draw is a little tight. It's okay. I'd probably prefer it just a hair easier, but it's okay. I think if you had a range of perfect, it'd probably be up in the topper end of that range. So I get some notes of cherry, a little bit of black pepper, and I get a sweetness, but it's not a real sugary sweet. It's kind of like graham crackers. They're sweet, but they're not real sweet. Kind of that thing. All right. My Rocky Patel blowtorch, the Envoy. I believe if you're going to do it right. Opening, you get a really good kind of punch of pepper and wood, clearly Nicaraguan. Now it's not brash or harsh. but it is just classic Nicaraguan. You get kind of a cherry sweetness that kind of comes in after that, and that's kind of supported by some leather and maybe some notes of roasted coffee, which is really kind of, if you look at the stick, that's kind of what it reminds you of, is like whole coffee beans. It's kind of that dark with the splotches in it. I used to own a coffee house. We roasted our own beans. The mean green lady ran us out of business. But I'm very knowledgeable about coffee. So that's how I ended up doing this. Like, I can't do coffee because the mean green lady owns everything. So and if y'all think, oh, they're so great, they're wonderful, they're such good people, they just do such good things. Yeah, well, they have contracts with real estate investment trusts that own most of the commercial real estate in this country. And like there was a couple up in Boston that owned a little coffee kiosk. It had been down in this particular subway station for 28 years. Their lease was coming up, and they got a notice saying that their lease wasn't going to be renewed. So they called the management company, and they're like, "What's going on? We've always been perfect tenants." And they said, "Oh, it has nothing to do with you. We signed a contract with Starbucks, and they have the first right of refusal. So they want to come in there. You have to go." Sorry, I mentioned their name. Mean Green Lady. Same thing with she was a real estate agent out in Seattle. Wanted to, kind of like I did, wanted to open her own coffee place. So she got talking to her commercial real estate friends, and she knew where she wanted to go. And they kept steering her to side streets and stuff like that. And she's like, "Why won't you show me the places I want to go to?" And they're like, "Well, we can't. Those are the premium places. The REITs that own those have contracts with the Mean Green Lady, and they have the first right to go in there. So they can't put you in there because Mean Green Lady might want to go in there. And until she does, it has to sit there empty as far as coffee goes." So, yeah, they're not all that great. They're corporatists, just like all the other corporations. And that's my libertarian bent for the day. All right, back to where we were. The retro inhale, or retrohale. I think I always say retro inhale, but you're not really inhaling. You're exhaling. Coming out your nose. It's easy to do. You close your mouth, lay your tongue down on the bottom, blow out your nose, smoke comes out. It's just the way it works. The retro on it is really very simple. You get, and I want to say pepper spice and charred oak. I think you kind of really reverse those. It's really more like charred oak and some pepper. So now together. Those really do go well together. You would think that the spirit would be too mellow for the stick, or the stick would be too harsh. Not really harsh, but would overpower the spirit. It really doesn't. It's like they complement each other in just the right amount of ways. I hearted my video I'm watching over here. Nobody else is, but I was. So, one of these days, maybe somebody will watch. Oh, hey, Cigars Unbanned. How you doing, brother? May have already dropped off. I love it when somebody comments. I love comments. I don't care if they're good or bad. That means you're watching. If there is a comment, that means you're watching, whether you like it or don't like it. I hope you're enjoying this, brother, if you're still watching. Uh, You definitely need some of this. And sitting out here in the Republic of Texas, big supporter of the Second Amendment. Beautiful day, mid 80s, sun shining, spotty clouds, NBA playoff basketball on. I watched my Bayern Munich Reds today win in soccer, football. Yeah, y'all need to follow me on X. if you're not on X, you need to go follow me on X. I post all kinds of stuff about American football, English football, basketball, entertainment, music, a little bit of everything. So I'm trying to build a following, and you don't want to get pigeonholed into just one thing, because I can do this and talk about stuff at the same time. So it's like, my Memphis Grizzlies. Well, used to be my Memphis Grizzlies. Now I live in Dallas, so I'm a Mavs fan. But I still have to, I kind of keep an eye on the Grizzlies. Man, they got blown out last week. I think I can't remember who was it. Oklahoma, who they're playing right now. They got blown out by like 51 points. I think it was game one, and it was the largest loss in game one NBA history. That's the kind of stats that Memphis gets. So, and this is actually a tight game, though. I mean, we're almost at halftime, and it's only 4-point difference. As you would expect from Macanudo, very good construction, nice, straight stacks of ash. A little wave right there. I'm going to touch it up. I'm going to touch it up with my, what brand was this? I don't remember. Anyway, the brand name's not on it. This is only 4-torch. So I just want to clip that wave and see how it does. That's what I do. I do this all for you. Now, if you do, I can't see on X what's happening. I can see on YouTube what's happening. So if you're making comments to me on X and I'm not seeing them, I'm sorry. I've already got 2 phones and an iPad out here. Yeah, I can't add any more stuff. I can't keep up with all of it. So, definitely follow me on X. Definitely watch on X, but also, go over to YouTube ever so often when I'm on. Just pop over there and be like, hey, I'm watching over on X. Just wanted to let you know. That makes me feel all giggly inside. I know one thing. I know one thing I need to talk about. NFL draft. Yeah. I was posting like crazy on the draft the other night. I think it was Ian Rappaport's feed on X. And he posted, and 5 seconds later, I had a reply to it. I was posting like crazy. Dallas Cowboys, they picked a left guard for their offensive line. That's a safe pick. It's a great pick for him. I mean, he's a great player. And which tells you that they're going to continue running Dak out there, and they need somebody to protect it. I'm not a Dak fan. I'm just not. He's never shown that he can take them all the way. I mean, think back when he had, Ezekiel Elliott in his prime, just bowling defenders over, and Des Bryant, and then the big, huge tight end that could catch passes like crazy. He had all these weapons, and you couldn't get there. So now that he's old and broken down by NFL standards, they're going to get some help for him on the left side to watch his back. I wasn't very happy with I haven't been happy with really any of their choices. Man down. Holmgren. Now he's laying face down, so, but he is moving. Wow. Memphis, I guess it's the center. I can't keep track of him now. Oh, he got punched in the throat. That's good. Trying to take him out of the game. Edie, we're not even at halftime yet. We're still 3.5 minutes from halftime. He's already got 4 fouls. Oh, yeah, he grabbed him around the neck, thinking the referee didn't see it because the ball was going out of bounds. Jerked him down. Oh, jerked him by his chin. WWE. I think he played for Purdue. Anyway, back to the NFL. What has been burning up the news, the sportscasts, all the sports posts, is Shedeur Sanders. Some people had him picked as the number 1 pick in the draft. I knew before the draft ever started, he's not going to go in the first round. Second round, maybe. Now we're all the way through the third round. People are like, oh, they're just blackballing him. They're blackballing him because his dad's Deion Sanders. No, they're not blackballing him because his dad's Deion Sanders. Jerry would hire him if it had to do with his dad. What it does have to do with is he's hype, lots of hype, mediocre athleticism, and he doesn't have a big enough body of work to judge whether or not he is worth top 100 pick. And now we're starting to close in on 200. He shouldn't have come out. He should have just played. Man, 1-point game. Honestly, there's a possibility that he could go undrafted. I don't know that I really see that. I would think once you get far enough down, somebody will take a flyer on him just to see if he possibly works out. But it's not looking good. But I'm expecting the Cowboys to stink it up like they've been doing. Hadn't been to the playoffs in 20-something years. This is not the 1990s. Show again. I touched it up. It was probably my lighting. It is now really straight. Still a little dip right there, a little wave right there. Not much at all. Nothing to worry about. It is performing flawlessly. I always recommend, and I actually have one, but I've got it in. It's still packaged up from Cigarism. He and I go way back, and I got this set from him that was a guillotine cutter and a single torch lighter. I recommend, just like for your smoking at home, have both lighters around. As you see, I didn't. I had a 5-torch and a 4-torch, but the single torch is really good for picking up little things like that, because you can get the flame exactly where you want it. And if it was your lighting, taken care of. If it keeps doing it, then it's the performance of the stick. Generally, it's your lighting, because I know it's mine. So, this is a really, really great stick. I'm really enjoying it. Now that we're getting into it, I know I'm right at 30 minutes. I will say that the strength is kind of leveled out. It's a good medium to low, medium full strength. You're kind of getting some notes of dark chocolate now, a little bit more robust. And cedar is also in there, kind of dominating. There's also a lingering sweetness that kind of hints of a darker sweetness, like kind of a molasses kind of thing. And again, burn line in the ash, you couldn't ask for really anything better. That's about, for me, that's about as close as to razor straight as you can get when you're talking about something natural burning, you know. That lady that was on American Pie, she does this. She got this commercial where she says it's a credit card commercial. She says she's at the shoe shop with her stunt double. She's from American Pie, and I remember her doing an interview here a while back, and she was talking about all of the escapades she got to have because she did that scene, or that she played that character in that movie. Say you're a hoe without saying you're a hoe. Well, I'm not going to keep you all any longer. I think you've gotten a good idea about how these two go together. Now that we're right at the halfway mark, and the sweetness has gotten a little deeper and darker with the dark chocolate and kind of the molasses kind of thing. It's really blended well with the honey and the orchard fruits, the apples and the pears that are in the spirit. You're really kind of getting this conglomeration of sweetness and fruitiness and a bright, lively character. I would wholeheartedly recommend these two together. It works because it does thrive on the contrast. The whiskey does kind of cool some of the spiciness in the cigar, while the cigar brings out a little bit of the spirit's richness. Let me think of how else I can describe this. Also, now, you don't get like palate fatigue because you've got a bold, spicy cigar and you've got a bright, lively, fruity, sweet spirit. This isn't a pairing of equals. These are two completely different things that one kind of balances out the other. It is great for a relaxed afternoon. Can't play with you right now, Pumpkin. Yep. I figured she'd be over before I got done. A few minutes. And she knows what that means. She knows a few minutes. She knows what that means. Where was I at? I think that this would play to not only the experienced whiskey and cigar snob as it would for the newbie. It would really work great. I can't believe I'm going to get through all of this without this ash dropping. Hope that didn't just jinx it. Overall, I would give this 9 out of 10. I mean, this is an absolutely great pairing. So, I hope you've enjoyed it, as I'm going to continue to enjoy it after I turn off. Oh, look at that. I put it down and the ash dropped on it. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, all that kind of stuff. Follow me. I'm on X. I am on Facebook. I don't really do anything over there. I'm on Instagram. And all my postings go on YouTube. I'm on Spotify. So you can see all 4.5 years worth of recordings are there. Even back the very beginning when I was terrible. It's kind of funny to watch now. But anyway, until we get to be together again, keep your sticks dry, your stones cold. Have a great day.